Cooking in a perfectly clean kitchen is a pleasure, but more than that, it's healthy. Do you know that the most pathogen contaminated surfaces in a house are in the kitchen and bathroom? That's why we have to clean these surfaces with bleach so we don't cross-contaminate our food. We must also deep clean the floor because we can accidentally carry bacteria to the food processing area. Clearly, this floor won't pass a health inspection. All that dirt there is a mixture of grease, dust, hairs, proteins, carbohydrates, a nutritious soup for bacteria. When we fry anything, oil and grease drops spill onto the floor. When we cook soup, the vapor transports greasy micro drops all over the place, even if we have our cooker hood at full speed. It's unavoidable. If we don't clean the kitchen immediately, grease is accumulated. It dries, hardens, and gets very difficult to remove. That's why I must show my respect to those who clean every corner on a daily basis. That's how it should be, but we don't do it. When grease has been spilt recently, it's very easy to remove with hot water and detergents, but at the disgusting level, it's almost impossible. I said almost, because it can be done. And in this video, I'm going to show you how. There is a variety of floor tiles. We have cement tiles, ceramic tiles, porcelain, stone, marble, rustic tiles, etc. But when it comes to bathrooms, kitchens, terraces and pools, where you can slip thanks to a puddle of water, the finish must be slip-proof. This means the tile's surface must have a matte or textured finish. With unglazed flat surface tiles, it's not so difficult to remove the greasy layer because the surface is pretty smooth. However, we must distinguish those under high traffic and those with none. In those areas next to furniture, there is a thicker greasy layer and it remains quite soft, apparently because traffic doesn't squash it, so it is quite easy to remove just with the help of a good steel scraper. However, in those areas with high traffic, the greasy layer is very tough and difficult to remove, and the scraper doesn't work very well. One method that worked fine for me was scraping the surface with a flap disc. Although I must say, it gets saturated quite quickly, so it's convenient to remove as much as one can with other tools before using the disc. On the other hand, with those tiles that have a very thin layer of color or design, if we remove the color, we might ruin the tile. So test this procedure first on a tile hidden in a corner. Once we remove the greasy layer, we scrub the surface with hot water and detergent, using a cloth or a plastic brush, leaving it ready for the mop. Now let's test this part with a mineral thinner, turpentine. We did a test with turpentine and found that liquid dishwashing soap is better. The best slip-through tiles are those that have a sand-like texture. However, these textures have some issues. If we use a scraper, it only scrapes off the top layer of grease, not the grease inside the texture. A wire brush is not much better. And if we were to use a flat disc, we might remove the enamel and the design. As we have a big surface to work on, we'll carry out an experiment. I will apply some solutions suggested on the internet, and I'll compare them with some other options, considering my time and effort as a measure. A good cleaning procedure should consider two processes. First, a chemical process that releases or dissolves the grease. In this case, we shall use different products. And second, a physical process that breaks up the grease to help with the chemical action. In this case, we will use the same equipment with all chemicals, a brush and a sponge. Here is our work area divided into 8 plots, each one identified with the number of the chemical we will use. Before we start, we must open the windows and put on gloves and a respirator, because some of these chemicals are not innocuous. In number 1, we put hot water and the dishwashing soap. We let it soak in for a few seconds and scrub while it's still warm. We dry it and see the result. Then we go over to the next one, and so on. In number 2, a sodium bicarbonate paste with water. We leave it for a few seconds and scrub. We dry it and assess the outcome. In number 3, 70-degree alcohol. We leave it to sink in for 10 minutes and then we scrub. We dry it and assess the outcome. 10 minutes have gone by and alcohol is a good solvent for fats, so we should have something good here. Part of the alcohol invaded the neighboring plot, contaminating it. So we will have to put the turpentine in this corner. Okay, 10 minutes and we scrub it. In number 5, we will put DW40. We leave it to sink in for 10 minutes and we scrub. We dry it and assess the outcome. In number 6, we put vinegar. We leave it to sink in for 10 minutes and we scrub. We dry it and assess the outcome. Why sand? Because the sand particles act like sandpaper and they get the grease to stick to them, removing the grease. That's the idea. We'll see if it works. A bit of soft water to soften it. In number 8, we put hydrochloric acid. We leave it to sink in for 10 minutes and we scrub. We dry it and assess the outcome. Now let's compare the different outcomes and grade them. First, hot water and dishwashing soap. Next, sodium bicarbonate paste. Next, 70-degree alcohol. Next, turpentine. Next, WD-40. Next, vinegar. Next, hot water and sand. And finally, hydrochloric acid. Well, we clearly have a winner here. Alcohol, 70-degree alcohol, that's the winner. It cleared perfectly that bit. Second up, muriatic acid, hydrochloric acid. Alcohol is very expensive, but the hydrochloric acid is cheap. Other runners-up are WD-40, that surprisingly did a very good job there, and the sodium bicarbonate. They both were quite good at removing the fat. All the others are not worth it. But of course, all those products, except for the hydrochloric acid, are expensive. So, for me, this is the winner. We can buy it anywhere in a hardware store, and it's cheap. So, that's it. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.